Hello folks, welcome back to Let's Play Ripper, the 1996 full motion video point and click adventure game from Take-Two Interactive, with content warnings for violence, gore, swearing, some natural nudity on occasion, sex references, character in a coma. Those are the things that I can think of that we've had so far, so all those things and more might be within this episode. We'll have to wait and see what happens. We're going to follow on from last episode when we successfully solved one puzzle to open a safe disguised within a book by completing an abstract puzzle, the solution to which was encoded in a journal which we had to solve another puzzle to decrypt in the first place before we could work out that there was a solution to another puzzle hidden inside it. And you'll be glad to know that I do know what to do next, not because it particularly makes any sense to me. It kind of makes sense once you've got to a certain point, I think, but only in retrospect. So first of all, I was so close last episode. So, you know, I wondered if we could use the disc that we got from the book, not that disc, this disc, with Catherine's computer. And I came back here and I examined the computer. I was disappointed because it didn't look like you could do anything, as usual. Well, more fool me for expecting there to be some kind of interactable hotspot. When you can actually act with something, because apparently you can actually just pop this disc in. Personally, I would have preferred a visual cue that wasn't just looking at the screen as if like the display is the most important part. If we got closer but we saw there was like a disk drive perhaps in the foreground and a screen in the background, to me that would be more of an indication that we could use it as a full device rather than just looking at the display. But who am I to comment on the game design? Let's use this data disk and see what happens. Okay, I feel like we need to write this down.
Catherine never was any good with numbers.
46s squared divided by 7 in... Oh, it's disappeared already before I'd written it down. That's helpful. Why couldn't it stay until I clicked away? So there's a static image at the end. Right, you're going to hear the whoosh again. Right, so 7 in...
Catherine never was any good with numbers.
Equals 5. Yeah, so if I was expecting that... Because let's remind ourselves, shall we? So let's go to our whack and look at Catherine's journal. Which I'm still frustrated about, because clearly there's some in-game barrier to us decrypting the full thing, but there's no indication like what that is or why. Right, so this is how it's worded. Soap delivered as promised. I can learn even more about Renata Byrne and Falconetti if I dare. I've taken measures to hide what Soap delivered. Using the book, The Women of Whitechapel and Jack the Ripper seems appropriate. If everything works out, I'll be rich over this. Blah, blah, blah. So, my assumption, perhaps incorrectly, is that given our kind of prompt to action for this part of the game, is that we need to find out as much as Catherine knew about the Ripper to help jog her back into consciousness for more information about her being attacked by the Ripper. My assumption was that she had used this device as this was written in the past, and what we're actually unlocking, because that would be useful, is information about her research, any evidence she discovered, anything related to the Ripper. That is how I would interpret this, although strictly speaking it does not say that there's nothing here to say that she has got any evidence. I will give the game that. So yeah, please bear that in mind. Also, do you happen to remember from previous episodes when we looked at a semi-scientific calculator that was lying on Catherine's work desk? Well, yeah, let's go look at that again, shall we? That's in the newsroom. We're going to walk over here. Right, it looks a bit like an energy bar, but it's actually a calculator. All right, so I am led to believe that all we need to do is, because this equation is just, you know, oh, I need to turn it on first. All right, fair enough. 46 is just like a complete thing. I think that's x squared. It's very hard to tell this resolution. Oh, yeah, it's actually doing the calculation. That's interesting. Because this is a complete equation that we're doing. Oh, okay.
Pretty clever. A neat little place to store surveillance bugs.
Fabulous. Yeah, so it was doing the sums, but our sum didn't actually make sense. So we just had to press the buttons indicated by the... That's really messy stuff, isn't it? So I've got an eyeball and a brooch. Is that what that is? It's a bug. It's an eyeball looking bug. Or is that supposed to be a camera? Don't know. Okay, so we've got like a it now looks like a Pringle. Got a Pringle bug and an eyeball bug. Interesting that there are specifically two. That is interesting. Right, so consider this. So we've gone through a series of three nested puzzles, in order to acquire 2 bugging devices. So there's no... Catherine didn't actually get to the stage of getting any information. So we've gone through this elaborate process just to recover the means that she would have used had she been able to continue. Whilst having full access to the individual who provided her with these bugs. So if our intention was simply to bug people, why did we not cut out all the faff and go straight to soap? That's what frustrates me. Because like I had no intention of bugging anybody, because that didn't seem to be on the cards, because that wasn't being brought up at Soaps when we know that Soap does bugging devices, and we could have asked him to provide us with some and given him money. But that didn't seem to be what the game was doing. So I assumed that Catherine actually had information and we were trying to recover the information. But that's not the case. So it's kind of led us back in a big circle that doesn't really make any logical sense as to why we'd have gone through this sequence of actions to arrive at this outcome. But given that we now have 2 bugging devices, I do know of 2 offices that are currently vacant. So, and those 2 of those the 2 people to whom those offices belong are people who were on Catherine's watch list for being suspects in the Ripper case. So let's try the Tribeca Centre. Let's see if we can bug Burton's office. But do we use the Pringle or the eyeball? That's the question. Right, wards. Right, it was over here. I'm still absolutely baffled by the hint system I was trying to use to help me with this game, because up to this point still, like, none of the things it was suggesting I might be trying to achieve bear any resemblance to what's going on currently in the game. It's almost as if like I was reading hints for a different game entirely, which I'm pretty sure I wasn't, because one of them was actually relevant. I'm going to save here just in case things go a bit weird and we can't recover it. That's not how. Oh, that's not how you save. You save by pressing the disc. It is also a round object, so I'll give myself that. Here we go. So I don't know what's going on now. I had to turn to a different walkthrough and just kind of discreetly look at the section I was interested in. Right, so we can go. I think we go. Do we go this way and then this? No, we have to go this way and then further, like towards whatever's over here, and then that actually gets us stuck at the desk. Great. So I'm assuming what we'd have to do is probably just use our bug. I feel like Burton's the Pringle. Oh no, I pressed the wrong thing again. Burton's the Pringle. You cannot use this object here. Okay. Oh, okay. And Magnotta's the eyeball, but maybe they're both Magnotta then in that case. Maybe we have such little suspicion of... Yeah, because that's just asking us to look at the to-do list and the prescription pad again. She's got some really chunky markers and a pair of scissors that she's left, like long-bladed scissors that she's left open on the desk, which, I don't know, that, I guess we'll call that a pink flag, maybe. Amber flag. Amber flag is appropriate. I don't know what a pink flag would be. Alright, so that was no good to anybody. Let's try and bug Magnotta. His office is over here. Alright, so can I bug his cigar box? That'd be hilarious. Let's just see if we can use them from this view. Right, can I use this? No. Okay. Can I use this? No. Okay, that's fine. But can I get closer in on the... Can I use them here? No, I can't use that one. Can I use this one? Oh, apparently I can.
Magnotta will never even notice the bug is there.
Oh. I see. So it replaced the cigar label. I guess you're just hoping it's one he carries around. So what's the eyeball one going to be then? What is the eyeball one going to be? We're not going to do something weird like replace Catherine's eyeball, are we? Do I know anything about any eyeballs? Do you think that's like an eyeball? So there's nothing else like that we can... I'm trying to think. if there's anything else. So I mean, so there's not. Dr. Burton. Could it be any Falcon 2? But I don't think there's anywhere. I don't think we look at any equipment to be able to bug. Maybe I'll just try and bug on every screen. It'll tell me that it doesn't work. I have got down to the level of just rub everything on everything else until something works, I think, with this game. Let's try over here. Oh yeah, he didn't even have any dialogue last time we tried to speak to him, did he? Which is quite unusual for this game, because normally there's at least like a little holding bit of dialogue. What else could we bug? I'm trying to think, like, do we look at any other equipment, or... Yeah, no dialogue. Right, I don't think we can. So if it's not Burton's office, should we try the other areas of the...
Hi, Quinlan. No word on your squeeze.
Okay. I'm wondering about the morgue. Maybe the morgue? Just because there's the association with eyeballs and bodies? I'm gonna do the old use a bug. Can't use bug here. Use a bug over here. This area that doesn't really make sense to look at, but we can always look at it. Be a transitional space. So we can't examine here like we used to be able to. We can't use... So go straight past there. I'm assuming this door, we can't, I don't think we can do anything with that door, can we? I think I've pondered that before. You can only turn left. So that's a no really, isn't it? So I guess I would try like the lab bit before we get to Catherine's. Oh, I did it again. I was doing that last time. I think because it somehow looks like you've reached your destination, even though I haven't asked for a destination yet. Yeah, because you turn around and yeah. I think I understand why. Okay, let's go to the wards again. We'll try Catherine's room and the little lab bit surrounding it. Just to see if there's anywhere that seems likely there. You never know, maybe Paul Giamatti's turned up since last time. And we can have a word with him. Maybe he's got a fake eye, I don't know. Okay, right, we can go further in, which is when we usually see if there's anybody else here. No, if we go this way we can usually look at stuff. What can we look at? We can look at this. We can interact with this. I think that's supposed to be the image of the Ripper. At 19% of completion. Can't use a bug here. Can we use this? I think we could have used that before, couldn't we? When we saw like a video replay of what was going on in the room. Which means there's some kind of surveillance equipment in here already, which is a bit weird. But hey, it's a dystopian future, right? Oh! Hi, Paul. You're here. Can I go back in with... I can. Okay. Well, let's talk to you.
I understand you and Falconetti spun a link to Powell's consciousness. That's a bit unorthodox, but I'll take progress where I can get it.
Did Burton say anything about it?
No, I haven't talked to her yet, but she's probably having a bowel movement over it.
For me to contact Catherine, I have to deck from here, right?
Catherine's on a closed system. Just her mind and Metacog's internal system, so no one can access her mind from a machine that's off-site. You'll have to use your deck in the port we installed in her diagnostic bay.
Right.
Yeah, the thing here that I've done already. I can't turn this way. Can I try and bug Paul Giamatti? Can I like sneak a third eyeball in there? No. Damn. If I turn this way? You know what, for giggles, should we deck in? Well, here goes nothing. Whoa! Tell that Bert and Eddie were married. Tell Magnotta loved Burton and disrupted her and Falconetti's wedding. Why is this relevant to... Oh, you know what? I've got options, so let's go with it. Tell her that Burton and Eddie were married.
Falconetti and Claire Burton were married 15 years ago. Your notebook tipped me off. Do you remember?
Tell her Magnotta loved Burton and disrupted her and Falconetti's wedding.
Magnotta went nuts at Eddie and Burton's wedding. Made a big scene, threw some punches at the groom, they had to drag him out. Do you remember?
I did just want to hear that one more time. Okay, so that's progress. So I think we're trying to accumulate like lines of information to kind of prompt Catherine's reawakening. Is there anything else you want to say to us, Paul?
Keep working, Quinlan. There's hope we can save your friend here. And reveal the Ripper.
Thanks. Okay, well that feels like it was something, doesn't it, at the very least? I don't know how will we know, how will we reclaim the recording from the bug? Like, where is that data being streamed somewhere? Is it going to turn up in my whack? Salisbury.
Salisbury. I wonder what that means.
This is prescription pad. Can I do anything with this? Can I turn this around, manipulate this? Electronic journal. Yeah, so I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know what it is at this point. Unless I suppose we can go back to the world map, see if there's anything new occurring. Maybe
Salisbury.
I wonder
what that means.
We haven't had to solve the circuit puzzle yet, thank goodness. Well, that might be coming. Eyeballs, eyeballs, eyeballs. You know what, let's finish up with, we'll look at the world map. Do I need to put it in there? Hang on, do I need to put it in the trash? No. Shame. Can I? No, that's fine. Let's go. Let's go to the world. No, no, no. No. Okay, let's go to the world map. See if there's any differences perceptible here. There's... It's that weird laser cane, right? Let's have a look at that weird laser cane again in Catherine's apartment. Anything that has eyeballs in Catherine's apartment? Mostly posters, crystals, and a beeping computer terminal. I mean, this cane has a head? With stuff coming out of it? So we can't even look at it anymore, which is weird. Can we bug it? No. We'll just try it. Does the disk that gave us the equation... Oh, I thought that would generally be the poster, sorry. Does the disk that gave us the equation that led to the bugs, is that like some kind of control mechanism for the... Hang on, was there... When I was back... When I was back, how did I get out of here? When I was back here, could I look at something? Oh, that's weird. So it was the magnifying glass, but it... Okay. You know what? I think I got halfway through my pondering, didn't I? If I plug the disc back in here, will it have somehow give us like the key to accessing the recording of whatever's happening for Magnota? That's what I'm wondering. I'm assuming we'd Probably not, but let's see what happens.
Catherine never was any good with numbers.
Yeah, so that's a no. Can we use the bug here? No, that's fine. We'll back out of that. It'd be really weird if we were bugging Soap, but there are lots of things in his place that have eye sockets, I think. So maybe that's not the weirdest thing we could do. Oh, hold on. Eyeballs. I just had a thought. Right, one last visit to this episode. We're going back to Burton's office. But it would make sense. It makes sense, right, to bug her because she's a suspect. Her office is vacant. It does seem to be set up for it. So, from my perspective, it makes sense that that's something the game would be encouraging us to do. And maybe once both the bugs are in place, then whatever happens next will unlock. Because I seem to recall, as we were sidling around Burton's not particularly spacious office, next to the eternal mop and bucket puddle, the eternal and impassable mop and bucket puddle, that there was like an anatomical bust on her shelf. I don't think it was interactable, but while I'm in that, oh, hang on, no, this is our raison d'etre. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Right, yeah, I'm thinking the most sensible solution is to put it in here somewhere. So every screen in this room are basically going to be using this bug. It's fine. Over here there's some kind of anatomical model. Yeah, there's that, right? Now I can go towards it. Well, like, that option wasn't this option wasn't here before. I'm sure it wasn't. What? There's loads of. Did I miss all this before? There's some kind of book and lamp.
A copy of Advanced Notional Modeling.
No, we did. That was mentioned in somewhere else, wasn't it? I can't remember where now. Right, there's an inscription to Claire Burton. Happy Jules in cyberspace. Happy something in cyberspace. From Lillian Betch, who's the author. Okay. I don't know if that signifies. Happy travels in cyberspace. Does that tell us that Dr. Burton has a well that we can visit? Maybe. Right, so sat on top of whatever this is, there's this anatomical model. Oh, it looks even better close up.
What's a cybersurgeon need with an anatomy model?
It's good to know the fundamentals, isn't it? I can take an eyeball. Oh, right, so yeah, so we've solved this puzzle.
Well, that fits in there nicely.
Yeah. Fab. Oh, I think that was all we needed to do. I can take it out again, but why would I choose to? Oh, maybe I need to, like, put the stuff in and then go away and then pick them up again to get the recording. Is that how this works? You know what? I feel like we've achieved all we need to achieve here. Let's save. And you know what? Let's finish this episode. We're just going to retreat to the safety of the internet. And just see if anything has changed. If there's anything new that we can stop at and have a look. At the very least, we've bugged 2 people today.
Optimal dynamics operating system.
Exit cyberspace. Virtual Herald.
Well, that's no use to anybody.
Exit cyberspace.
No, well, it was worth a pun, wasn't it? We'll leave it there for this episode. So until next time, take care, and see you back in cyberspace. Bye bye.